We've been hearing a whole lot about supply shortages because of the pandemic, but here's something you might not know about, and that is doctor shortages. Of course, this has been going on for some time now, and according to a new report, the U.S. will be short up to 124,000 physicians by 2034. So we are joined by Dr. G. Richard Olds, the co-founder of UC Riverside School of Medicine and the current president of St. George's University. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining me. Obviously, this is not a pandemic-driven situation, although it could have very well made this worse. But how large is the doctor shortage in Illinois and across the country right now?
Well, let me just correct the first statement. The doctor shortage has gotten considerably worse because of the COVID pandemic. So those statistics were done before they figured about 10% of the primary care practices in the United States closed permanently as a result of the COVID pandemic. So those numbers are likely to be recalculated even higher. But let me point out that the real problem, including here in Chicago and Illinois, is not just the shortage, but a marked maldistribution of doctors geographically and a marked maldistribution of doctors by specialty. So it's not that we just need more doctors, we need them to be in the right places and we need them in the right specialties. You can see that right in Chicago. There are probably a surplus of doctors in Evanston, and there's undoubtedly a severe shortage in South Chicago. So we have to start doing something about it because it's impacting the care of patients.
Okay, so how did we get here and what needs to be done to change this?
Well, obviously, there are not enough doctors trained in the United States by U.S. medical schools. In fact, there were no new medical schools from 1970 till about 2004, and there was a mistaken impression that we had enough doctors. Clearly, that turned out not to be the case, and we just can't build medical schools fast enough. You know, I just built a medical school in the University of California system. It took 7 years and $100 million. So we're going to have to depend on international schools to fill the gap, as we have for the last 50 years. So even in Illinois, 30% of the doctors in Illinois are trained outside the United States, and that trend will undoubtedly continue.
You know, it's something I've always wondered about is these international medical schools and why doctors often go international. Is that the case because there just aren't the facilities here to cater to them, to give them the education they're looking for, or what is all that about?
Well, first of all, about half of those international medical school graduates are U.S. citizens, and the other half are citizens of a variety of, hundreds of different countries. So let's talk about the U.S. citizens. Every year there are 50,000 qualified candidates for medical school, qualified based on their grade points, qualified based on their standardized test scores. We know they can make excellent physicians. Only 23,000 make them into U.S. medical schools. So there's this huge pool of highly qualified U.S. citizens that can't get into a U.S. medical school, and they go to international schools like the one I'm president of, and they train, and then they return to the United States, and they do residencies in the United States. By the way, it's necessary to do a residency in the United States in order to practice in the United States. And so as a result of international schools filling in that gap, we, St. George's University, is actually the largest supplier of doctors to the United States and have been for the last 11 years. So a lot of the doctors that you're undoubtedly running into, actually, many of them are U.S. citizens, but they actually got their medical training overseas.
So is the best solution to provide more opportunities in the United States? Is that what will deal with it? Or is it about getting people to try to get into the profession, or both?
Well, there are plenty of people that want to get in the profession, so-called Fauci effect. There's actually been a dramatic increase in medical school applications, but the tightest choke point in this pathway is residency training programs. And this is why they just recently passed in Congress an expansion of about 1,000 graduate medical education slots, but that is way too little. There hasn't been an expansion in the graduate medical education pool in the United States since 1996. So there's already legislation there to try to expand 15,000 graduate medical education slots, but that's probably the highest priority. And then ultimately, we have to build more U.S. medical schools, to provide for the shortage of physicians. But because that process is so slow, for the foreseeable future, basically qualified U.S. students will probably continue to go to international schools and then compete for residency training programs back in the United States.
Well,
So those are the things that need to be done.
And,
As far
and
as the
sounds like they need to
geographic-
be done as quickly
get
as
our-
possible.
get the
So Dr. Richard Olds, I'm sorry to interrupt here. We are out of time. I do appreciate you explaining this situation to us, and it's going to be interesting to see the immediate impact. So thanks again for joining.